Have you ever met a really beautiful woman in her mid-20s or early 30s, and you're excited to talk to her because you're hoping that her personality would match her beauty? But the moment she starts talking, you realize that she has the emotional maturity of a teenager. In this video, I'm going to explain why this phenomenon is not a coincidence, and for a lot of beautiful women, that's actually the age they stop growing emotionally. For a lot of pretty women, and of course I'm generalizing here, but they haven't really developed their personalities past the age of about 15. And it's entirely predictable. All right, let's take this from a psychological perspective. Every person has a psychological need for self-esteem. We need to feel good about ourselves, and this is what forces us to become better. You work hard to get that promotion at work, you feel good about yourself. You set a new record in the gym, you feel good about yourself. You improve yourself so that you can get a girlfriend, you feel good about yourself. These are the basis of your self-esteem. While we all have this in common, the rules for men and women are completely different. Starting in our teenage years, we're very aware of how other people perceive us. We crave social feedback and validation. As a boy, you take notice that when you perform well in school or you make the sports team, the people around you celebrate you. They cheer you on. They give you that social validation. And it feels good. That's why you continue to do it. You keep improving. The same thing happens for girls. When they achieve something, they get praised. They take notice of that and they continue to do more of it. But there's a unique type of social validation that only girls have access to and boys don't. That is validation for their appearance. Now, of course, there's always a small percentage of boys who are very good looking, and all the girls their age are just tripping over themselves to get the boys' attention. But that's still very different from what girls experience, because for those good looking boys, that level of attention does not extend to adult females. This is not the case for pretty teenage girls. Sure, the boys their age are giving them lots of attention, but so are adult men. Please do not misunderstand me. I'm not endorsing this. Adult men should not be creeping on teenage girls, giving them attention and praise about their looks. That's inappropriate. I'm simply pointing it out. This phenomenon is very real. If you don't believe me, ask the women in your life. At what age did they realize that their appearance had power over adult men? If they're really pretty, you can expect to hear answers like 17, 16, maybe 15 or even lower. I know it's uncomfortable to talk about, but this is really important because for young girls, this kind of attention is very difficult to ignore. They're just kids. They can't differentiate between bad attention and good attention. So at an age where they're seeking validation to form the basis of the self-esteem, they're going to take in as much social validation as possible. For young girls, at first, it's just her natural beauty that gets her the attention. But then she starts to experiment with makeup and certain types of clothing to accentuate her beauty. Then she discovers that certain types of behavior can make her more attractive to boys. So she starts to develop a personality around all of the social feedback. You can see how this is problematic, right? Because men's attraction towards women is not very sophisticated. In order for a man to find a woman attractive, at least on the physical level, all she has to be is young and pretty. So why would a woman bother to develop a personality when she can get all of the attention and validation just from her appearance? So for a pretty young girl, she gets all of that attention and validation without having to work for it. So is she going to spend her life trying to improve herself? No, why would she do that? She already has the reward. This is where you get the stereotype of the hot, bitchy girl. People notice a correlation between attractive women and them not having any personality. And of course this is the case because a hot girl never had to develop any personality in order to get attention and validation. And sadly, this is the reason why a lot of beautiful women are just kind of frozen in time, maturity-wise. Whatever age they were when they first started to receive all the attention from men, that's the age they stop growing emotionally. Now, of course, I am generalizing. There are many exceptions to this. For one, it all comes down to parenting. Because as a child growing up, it's the approval of the parents that they care about the most. If a girl has both amazing parents growing up and they're really invested in her in becoming a well-rounded person, then she's going to pick up on that and develop in those areas. However, if she grows up without her parents or they're really shitty parents and they don't really care about her, then she's not going to chase after their approval as much. She's going to seek that approval externally. I know that there are many other ways of getting approval and validation, but humans are inherently lazy. We are hardwired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. We want the path of least resistance. So for a young girl who is unsure of herself, the parents don't pay attention to her, and there's this huge amount of validation that she can get just by appealing to men. It's going to be very difficult for her to resist this kind of temptation. The reason why I bring up this topic is because I want you to think twice before judging the quality of a woman just based on her appearance. Just because she's beautiful does not mean she's high quality. I know that for men, we want to be with beautiful women. I'm not going to deny that. But just remember, looks fade, and they fade pretty quickly. But a good personality lasts forever. Alright, that's all for this video. I want to know what you think. Agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments section. Until next time, stay curious.